Hmm. Hello, everyone. Let's start the meeting. So, a very good evening to all of you present here. We are back with an amazing session. So, we are here. We are back with an. एक second. A very good evening to one and all present here. We are back with an amazing session about the autonomous industry, brought to you by Space Station Automation. Myself, Jatin Kumar. I am a web developer at Space Station Automation. Today, I am speaking behalf on this firm and expressing my gratitude to welcome our chief guest, Mrs. Devesh Mita Basu, Mr. Ankit Gupta, Mr. Prashant Gautam, and Mr. Ankush Kohli. These all are professionals in this segment, and now we are gathered here to discuss about the business idea, how to automate our business and use IoT to let our business earn for you and work for you. So, without any further delay, let me give you a brief discussion about the code of conduct. So, to maintain the decorum, we have muted everyone. If you have any doubts or queries, please drop your message in the comment box and we will ask on your behalf. Once the speakers are done, everyone will be given the chance to speak and express their thoughts. Also, when the session is concluded, a recording will be available on the Google Drive so you can access it. Also, now I would like to call Mr. Ankit Gupta, who is BTech in Computer Science, MSc in Autonomous Vehicle, and also a assistant professor in ILM University, to come on the stage and enlighten us with his thoughts. Please take forward this session, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, you're muted.
Really sorry. Thank you, Jatin, for inviting me today, and thank you all for joining us today. Taking this session forward from yesterday, we have started about like how to automate your business and use the IoT to let your business work for you and earn for you. We need to understand like how the automation can help us to escalate our business in such a way that it is reaching to the epitome. So, myself, Mr. Ankit Gupta, I am the founder of the Space Station Automation and also holding the position as the assistant professor at the ILM University. Today, we are going to have the agendas to study about, to understand about the history of the computers, human intelligence, artificial intelligence, robotics, and human-computer interaction. Then onwards, we will be studying about what is automation, what is IoT, what are the target industries, the market analysis of the automation IoT, and we will be talking about our team and why GenOrion and what are the products. So let's, without wasting our time, we just move forward to the same. So as we have discussed in the yesterday's session as well, and we are having some new phase today, we can see. So human readable numbers. So on the very first, we can see the human readable numbers, the binary numbers or the decimal numbers. But in the very start, we did not have anything to count on, right? So we started with zeros and ones, and then onwards we started developing the higher numbers with the decimal numbers. We can say up to 1, 2, 3, 4, so and so on and so forth up to 9, 10. But yeah, we have to understand these are the numbers with which we had to do the calculations. There onwards, we were able to understand like there are subtractions and additions which we can do. The mathematics becoming so more and more complex with the multiple calculations, the multiple logics which we have developed there onwards. The simple logics which may can include the multiplication and division. The difficult mathematics may can include the logarithms and the antilogs, right? And there onwards, we have developed the computer softwares which can actually work with these kind of algorithms and the logics. Soon onwards, by the 1950s, we were able to understand like these computers can be designed in such a way that the artificial intelligence, we can develop these in such a way that the artificial intelligence, we can make this, like we can make these machines artificial intelligence, right? Now it's the part that after 1980s, we were able to understand that these computers, this artificial reality can be the part of the human reality. And there onwards, we started finding the part of this AI in our real life. This is the circle of the computers, like how the computers have evolved. And we will be talking more about the same in the coming slides. But before proceeding further with the intelligence of the computers, it is very important to understand like how the human intelligence works. So we have the 5 senses which we can see: visual, voice, sense, taste, and touch. These senses can be taken as an input from our senses to the brain. What in brain does, it stores this information and then it compares with the initial information we have. There onwards, once the comparison is going to be done, there will be a decision making based on say like what kind of object that is, or what kind of voice it is, and what kind of touch it is, and so on and so forth. After rigorous testing and training, we are able to analyze the situation much better, and we can take the risk like what exactly it may can be or what exactly it may not be. This risk taking allows us humans to move forward and to innovate new things. Like if we have to find a solution of something, we have to innovate it. So only once we have the basic understanding of like how the information is going to work, we will be able to innovate new things. Now let's talk about the artificial intelligence, like how it works. So basically, artificial intelligence have three different parts inside it. So we can see the neural network and the machine learning are the part of the artificial intelligence itself. The neural network is a network in which we can see each and every neuron is going to be something which is going to store a different information, right? They are also able to take the decision on the same. So our brain is a combination of billions of neurons. Similarly, we have neurons in our computer architecture, which are going to have this kind of ability to store the data and to take the decision on the same. So now we are able to understand like how the intelligence is going to work in the computers. But it's very important that how the computers are going to learn. So this phenomena is going to be the important part for the computers to learn this kind of training. This is going to be the part of machine learning. So for that, we need a right amount of data set with which the computer can compare the new data. And somehow when the decision making is going to be done based on this comparison, based on this small input and storage, the entire system is going to be artificial intelligence. And this is how we are going to perceive the real world and move forward. Now, once we know like how these things are working, like how AI is supporting us, like how it is going to work, it is very important to understand the AI is anyhow is a software. Just a software is not going to help to solve the human problems, for which includes the workloads. To decrease this workload, we have to design the robotics in which we will have the how let's say the sensors which are going to provide the information. We will have this AI based control system, and in the end, we will have the actuators which are going to be moving or how let's say to controlling the things, right? So we can see in this screen there is a robot which is doing the human task. This robot is artificial intelligence. It is receiving the data or signals from the sensors, and there onward the actuators. It can be the hands, the motors inside it. It is doing the tasks. So this is how the robotics is going to work. But there is also very important part like how it is going to be interacting with the humans, like how we are going to provide a task to one robot, or maybe thousands of robots, or maybe billions of robots. We have to understand like there can be coordination that is required, or we have to understand like there must be some dashboard, or there must be some screen where we can analyze the entire amount of data. So this is how the human computer interaction works. Now we are going to talk about the IoT, and this is the future. There will be like billions of devices which are going to be connected with the IoT, but we have to understand what exactly it is. So here we can see an example in which we can see there is a truck which is having a number of sensors on top of it. There is a Raspberry Pi. We can have any kind of computer system. There is an example of the Raspberry Pi. It is going to be connected with the internet, and there will be a cloud server will be there which is going to provide the data on your dashboard, that is your laptops or your mobile screens or whatever it can be, whichever you want to use. So it's something that Internet of Things is something like the data that is going to be sensed from the end user, and it will be received by the main user. So if we talk in detail about the Internet of Things, we can see there are billions of physical devices which we can connect, and there is like no specific condition like how you want to and what you can and which specific product or device you can automate. You can add the IoT to any of the device. We can see the number of possibilities which are already including the IoT, and we can have more possibilities in the coming years as well. Now we can see the examples of the same in the aeroplanes as well. Now all the different aeroplanes are connected with each other. They are communicating with the help of the internet, and this is how we are reducing the number of in-flight collision, like flight-to-flight collision. There can be some other weather conditions because of which we can see the mishappening with the airplanes. But nowadays this has been restricted with a lot with the help of the IoT. The number of algorithms which we can add on top of that, like how the decision making is going to be done with number of these things, number of these devices automatically without the human intervention, is also a part of the Internet of Things. We will be discussing more about the same in the coming slide. Now it's very important to understand like how we have like understood like what IoT is. We have understood like IoT is something like like collecting the data from the end user to the internet and then to the one of the main user, right? We have to understand like how we can add AI on top of it. So basically, it's a part of Industry 4.0 where we can see like humans are not doing the hard work. Humans are just taking care of like how the things are happening, and all the robots and all the machines are going to do the hard work for the humans. So if we talk about like what automation is, in very simple and very few words, automation is something which reduces the human involvement. We are talking about human involvement. We are trying to remove the human from the loop, and we are trying to add the machines in such a way that they can do better work than humans. There will be less errors. They will be more smarter than humans. The reason being, we can just directly upload the software. There will be no training required. The number of days which we used to waste for the humans. Also, there are less errors. That means there will be more profitability. These automated systems can work 24 hours a day. So here you can see these systems are going to replace the humans in such a way that they can work just like the human beings, but under the control of the human beings as well. This is what exactly we want to do. Humans can control these machines so that they can reduce the involvement of the humans inside. So there are a number of target industries for the AI and the IoT. So these industries may can include hotels, restaurants and cafe, telecom, manufacturing, warehouse and logistics, hospitality, automobile industry, tour and tourism, real estate, IT and electronics, education, home and office, security, and fintech. When we talk about the commercial automation, we can see hotels are one of the important part of it. We can control the online booking of the hotels. We can control the amount of ticket. We can control the like the number of people who can access the room. We can also control like the how the guest is going to have the ambience of this hotel, the ambience of his room itself. The automated controls which may can include the ordering of food and like how he or she wants to like specialize the food itself. It may can include the restaurants as well, where you can see a person is sitting on one of the table, and he or she can actually automate the entire process of like ordering, or make and like automate the lighting of the table, the songs which are going to be played. It may can be a place where the person can enjoy on its own. There will be no human required, like there will be no waiters which are going to be required, no disturbance, and obviously it is going to support the restaurant industry very well. Warehouse automation, these days we can see the warehouse are going to be very large in size. We For that the human involvement should be very less. Like how we are going to automate these things, it is going to be a very important part. The inbound, the things which are going to be coming to the warehouse, the outbound, the things which are going to outside to the world, the logistics, like when and exactly where the things are going, these are the part of the industrial automation. Well, this is the favorite part of mine, the automobile, the industrial automation for the automobiles, how it works. The best example is the Tesla, and I hope most of you are aware of that. Tesla is having one of the ability, like it can move on its own without the human involvement. Obviously, in the end, it requires some kind of involvement where the decision taking is very difficult. Obviously, on the Indian roads, that is going to entirely fail. But yeah, we are working on the same, like how we can automate the things very well. It's already available for the how will I say for the US roads, for the UK roads, but it's not entirely suitable for the Indian roads, right? But these things can be possible. These things are possible, and our technology is supporting the same. We can automate the entire process of like designing the entire car, like controlling the entire car, controlling the manufacturing as well, or developing better ways of doing it. We can also see the automation in the agriculture, like you can get or collect the data from the farms, like the amount of heat that is going to be like disrupting the agriculture, the amount of water that is required, the sunlight that is required, right? So all these data can be analyzed on the screen on your mobile phones, or how let's say on your desktop. And at the same time, if you feel that the irrigation is required, you can actually schedule the irrigation at a specific time, or otherwise you can just tap the button on the screen, and then the automated how let's say irrigation can be done, the fertilization can be done, the artificial lighting can be done, the crop management can be taken care of. So these are the parts of the agricultural automation. Not just that, agriculture may can include the animal husbandry as well. You can automate like how the animal husbandry currently works is like every day the farmer needs to go and collect the milk, collect the how will I say the eggs and so on and so forth. But we have to understand these can be done very easily if we are going to have the automated machines for the same. The milk collection can be done automatically. The egg collection can be done at the same time. Not just the collection of the end product, we can also have the automation in such a way that we are tracking like the health of the animals, right? The where the animal is going, the if we are able to get the profit from that animal or not, like if that animal is eating more and producing less output. So yeah, these things can be taken care of with the help of the agriculture animal automation. There is also the automation is also taking part in the residential automation. We can see these days the Google Home, the Alexa Home. These are the part of the same which we can automate from anywhere. The restriction is the monopoly of these firms. Like you have to use a specific device and you have to use a specific thing. You have to upgrade. But yeah, these can be taken care of with our technology, which is going to be discussed in the coming slide for sure. The aviation automation is also taking a very important part, like how we can use the drones, how we can have the automated flights going from one place to another, like how it is going to be securing the boundaries, how it is going to be providing the pesticides or fertilizer to the crop management. The number of flights can be the automated drone flight or can be normal flights, which are going to be taken care of to combat in the difficult situations. The applications are numerous. We have included some of them. It can provide you the comfort features, which you can see on the screen as an old person is going to like control the things from his mobile phone. He does not need to move anywhere. Safety features are going to be also included, like you can turn off the switches from anywhere so that your young ones are going to be safe at that place. The virtual control features also provide you to not touch anything. The reason being, we have come across that during this pandemic time, we should not move forward with touching anything, or we should not be exposing ourselves outside, right? So for that same thing, to save us from these kind of situation, we can move forward with this virtual control. Now this is the one most important part, like the market evaluation, like what is the market size of the automation industry, the IoT industry. So we can see there will be like 20 billion devices which are going to be connected with the IoT by 2030. So that is 20 billion. That's a big number. Even not just that, the market size is very huge. By 2021 we can see $53.45 billion, and we can also see it was made 45.8 billion 2017, but it can be up to 114 billion by 2025, and there is a CAGR rate of 12.1%. These systems can include infrared, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, the Li-Fi, and so on and so forth, and a number of communication technologies. But in the end, there are two most important parts: the sensors and the actuators, like how they are going to be communicating with each other and taking the part. Obviously, we know that Western products are going to be very unsatisfied in the Asian countries. The reason being, they have the monopoly. Secondly, our young generation is very enthused towards the automation. They want to have the luxury living, and they are looking forward to automate the things as much as they can. If we talk about the segments, we can see lighting segment is there, the residential sector is there, safety and security sector is there, and the automation marketing is witnessing exponential double growth every year. That's a big number we can talk about. The customer segmentation is based on the wired and the wireless communication. See, the wired communication is something on which we can see currently the wired communication is quite high, and the wireless communication is less. But very soon this is going to take over. The wireless communication is going to take over. If we talk about the user-wise segment, we can see three most important categories. The first is the residential category, the second is the commercial category, and the hospitality. So we can see a steep increase in the residential category for the automation. If we talk about the team at the GenOrion, so I am myself Mr. Ankit Gupta, the founder and the director of the GenOrion. I've completed my MSc in Autonomous Vehicle Dynamics and Control. On the right-hand side, we have Mr. Ankush Kohli. He is also the co-founder, the software engineer, as well as the content management head at the GenOrion. Princy Gupta, she is the MBA professional management head, also the co-founder, and she is taking care of marketing and HR at the company itself. Mr. Prashant Gautam, he is also the co-founder, and he is the architect, and he is taking care of the design as well as the architecture of the entire system to be developed. So this is all from my side. Thank you all for listening so carefully. And the next products are going to be described by the Prashant Gautam. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ankit Gupta sir, for sharing their knowledge and thoughts. Now I would like to call Mr. Prashant Gautam, co-founder of Space Station Automation Private Limited and professional architect from IP University, handling the designing and marketing department of the company. Mr. Prashant sir.
Thank you, Jatin. Thank you for the invitation. Good evening, everybody. I'm Prashant Gautam, here to explore you about the GenOrion series of products. At GenOrion, we are working towards the automation for residential, commercial, and industrial sector. As you know, there is a wide range of products available for these segments, so we are working towards that. The technology completely Indian affordable products with the option of customization available and supporting the Make in India initiative started by the Indian government. As you can see, we got a patent as well on the technology we are working upon. Here is a virtual image of the product. Our product provides smart switching and control system for the home automation and office automation as well. It can be installed in any residential or commercial space without any physical upgradation, making it a one standalone device. It can be controlled via GenOrion's website or application, making it highly secured. And the product will provide continuous notification via application or SMS or the calls, which makes you completely secure regarding the system. Uh, the basically all the products can work standalone, and the plus point is they can also work in case of power outage because it has an inbuilt power backup supply, allowing them to last up to 12 to 24 hours. They can even work in case of internet failure as well, because it has an inbuilt communication support. So we even got to cover here as well. As you can see, is a Gen M series of the products. This is the Gen M modules, which has Gen M 8, and M6. These are module having the series of devices. It will be installed according to the place requirements. Single Gen M module will be required, will be sufficient actually for a single space. And here is a Gen S series, which is a series of submodules that can create a mesh net between main module and submodule, which are Gen S12, S8, S6, S4, and S2. Some modules will be installed as per the requirements of the number of switchboard required in a place. So basically in a house, for example, in a house, if we will be requiring a main module as per the requirement, and in each space as per the requirement of the switchboard will be requiring number of sub modules. Here is a sub model. A sub-module will be required per room, and it contains various sensors like smoke sensor, fire sensor, humidity sensor, temperature sensor, and light sensor as well, along with a buzzer. Here is the GenOrion's mobile and application view. You can see there's a features available already. As a fan light feature is also available in the desktop version as well as in the mobile version. The basic main feature of the product is device scheduling, which means you can schedule your device in advance when to turn it off or when to turn it on as well. And the other features are bill protection and providing sub-user and temporary access user. Basically, you can provide access to for a temporary user if somebody is coming to a house. For example, if a delivery guy is coming to your house, you have to give him or provide him the access for the main door just to come inside the premises, not your main gate. So you'll be providing him access for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. That comes under the temporary access. As I told you earlier, all our devices have inbuilt power backup supply, which can provide backup up to 12 to 24 hours. Here is the mesh network support. In normal case, as you can see in the first figure, all the devices will be connected to the Wi-Fi and will work accordingly. In the second figure, if the internet is not available, In case of internet failure, GenM will take the place of the Wi-Fi and connect with all the submodules and start working accordingly. As it has a inbuilt SIM module available, which will provide him the internet, so they can work without the Wi-Fi as well. Uh, that's how simple it is done. Like it's done in three simple steps: install, buy, install, and control. Let me show you the video how the product will be simply installed. As you can see, this is how simple it is, because the product would easily install in any switchboard and it will start accordingly, and there will be no upgradation required. Uh, GenOrion's application is completely eco-friendly as well, as we have the device scheduling features in there available, which will obviously help us to save the electricity. Along with that, we have the power consumption feature as well. So it will help you to monitor the power, which will eventually help you to reduce the consumption. And as for the stats, the Gen M and Gen S module, the M12 version will cost you around 8 to 9,000, and Gen M8 will cost you around the 7 to 8,000, and Gen M12 will cost you around 6 to 7,000. And the as accordingly the stats and the Gen S series will be around 7 to 8K in as per the requirements. Like you will be installing the sub modules in every spaces. Basically, one sub main module will be required in a building, and rest sub modules will be required as per the requirements of the switchboards. So the budget will be calculated according to that only. As we know, basically we are targeting major problems, which is security breach. Security breach is a major problem these days, so we are providing solution for that through the notification, which will be provided to the application or website through calls or SMS. So it will be mitigated to that. Another problem is the current technology which is available in the market is quite expensive and not user friendly enough. So we are providing it to the Gen M and Gen S modules, which is affordable in a price range of 5 to 8K per room actually. Another problem is remote access. Like in the current technology, remote access feature is not there. Like you are not allowed to control your devices from any foreign space. So basically, we are providing that access. Like you can control your devices from anywhere or any place. And the most common issue and the major issue is complex. That user is it's not user friendly. The technology which is available in the market is not so much user friendly. So and mostly will be requiring the new building new construction or renovation. But in our case, we can directly install without any upgradation. It will be simply installed as I show you earlier in the video as well. Let's come to the agricultural and part. As Ankit told you earlier, we are all into agriculture segment as well, and as animal husbandry segment as well. So the problems which we are targeting here are three basic problems. One is water and electricity wastage. For the electricity wastage, our solution is basically, I told you earlier, is a power monitoring and scheduling issue, scheduling options, which will eventually help you to reduce the electricity consumption. Second is weather condition. So as we know, every time in India and many other countries, farmers face the issue of unpredictable weather conditions, which actually lost them with the uh, unnatural condition. So it will help in advance, so then they can take some action. And the security is the third option, which actually is faced by everyone, I guess. So it's in the field of agriculture too. So wild animals or any entry which will be if anyone enter in your premises, you will get the notification through the help of sensors, so you can take the required action. And that's the features which we are available in the actually that's the application of the animal husbandry automatic feeding machine. Basically we are making a system which will help the animals for feeding, which will be done automatically through the application with the help of machine. Health monitoring feature, as we know, health monitor is a major feature after the COVID period as well. So it's also required for the animals, because in case of some small animals, like a group of animals where it's not possible to check each and every animal, so health monitoring feature will be there, which will eventually helps to monitor them on daily basis. Farm safety and trespassing alert, as I told you earlier as well, you will get a notification if somebody enters your farm or premises without your permission, so you'll get the notification. Camera based monitoring system, you will get the notifications of the daily routine, physical activities, eating habits of the animal. IoT based husbandry control and monitoring. With the help of the technology, you can virtually control and systemize and schedule the daily schedule of the animal through the sensors and AI based trackers. Here is a health device feature which will be actually installed to the animals. Basically, it can be installed to every animal so that you can track and monitor them. And these are the second one is the animal management tag. Actually, that was called the tag. It actually helps you to identify, and by scanning it, you will get the details, all the details required with the field in the tag in the software. You can even have this tag can also use for the geolocation tracking of the animals. Uh, these are testimonials, I guess. Basically, we are in talk with a few companies which are interested in our products, and we are working according to them. And so basically, I guess that's it from my side. And I forgot a certificate. We have got the certificate of recognition, which is a Startup India certificate, ISO certificate, along with the GST and MSME certificate. So basically, we are working properly in the field. So, do you have any doubts? So you can ask in the comment section or directly ask me. That's it from my side.
So thank you all from me and Mr. Prashant. We are looking forward to receive some of the questions. If you have any, you can just directly ask. Otherwise, you can drop the questions in the comment section as well. Thank you.
Uh, Somebody mentioned the price actually. Will you answer or I should answer?
Yeah, I think let me take this call.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so I would like to take it forward. Mr. Prashant, thanks a lot. You have already discussed, so but it's completely fine. I'm going to take it forward again. So here we can see the price section. So there's just like Gen M, and we have another product that is Gen S. The major differences between Gen and Gen S were like Gen M can work standalone in any kind of situation, whether there is some internet or not. Gen S is something which requires some kind of support with itself. So what it does, like Gen S can work with Gen M, right? You need one of the Gen M so that it can provide the mesh networking system, which we have discussed earlier as well. So if we talk about the pricing section, basically we can see like Gen M and Gen S are having very similar control systems. Okay, the only difference between both of them is the ability of the Gen M to standalone work without the internet as well. Now, how we are going to move forward is like for the AM12, like when we are going to connect 12 devices with the system, that is going to price you approximately 8 to 9,000 for the Gen M. And if we are going to connect the same 12 devices with the Gen S, it's going to be 7 to 8,000. If we are talking about 8 devices, so we can see the price is going to drastically decrease from 8 to 9,000 to 7 to 8,000 for the M module. And similarly for the S module, it is going to be decreased from 7 to 8,000 to 6 to 7,000. On the other hand, if you have less number of devices which you have to control, that is going to decrease even further from 7 to 8K. It will be decreased to 6 to 7K for the main modules, and for S, it is going to be reduced from 6 to 7K to 5 to 6. So these are some of the devices or the products which we are releasing in the market very soon. But it's not that we cannot or we are not going to provide some customized solutions. So if there is a company who is looking for the customized solutions, we can actually develop that as well. We're looking for the further collaborations. If there is an industry who are looking forward to install some of the specially designed control systems, yes, we can do that. We can actually add number of security layers on top of them. Obviously, that is going to be more of like the discussion between the two firms with the base of the MOU. We are going to come across with the best possibility of the price range. Yeah. Thank you. I hope I have answered the question well.
I guess he was asking about the price, but you just told him about the price of the home automation product. But I guess he was expecting for the farming product as well.
Okay, so for the farming product, I will say that it is going to cost a little less. It is going to be approximately 4 to 5,000 rupees for the farming devices. For the animal husbandry, it may can cost approximately 9 to 10,000 based on the number of sensors which you are going to include. With, for example, if you are going to include the heartbeat sensor for the animals, it is going to cost different. If you are going to add the GPS system, that is going to uh, charge a difference. So the thing is like the more number of sensors, the price is going to increase. It is based on the individual requirement of the person. I think there is one more question. That is, can you tell me about how it works without internet? So that is the unique selling point of our company. That is like how it works without the internet. So what I can say in this scenario, like it's better like when you are going to buy a product, you will be able to see that like how it is working. But yeah, it's a how would I say patented technology. We cannot disclose it like that. Any other question? Please let me know. Okay, so there is one more thing that today's session was live at the YouTube channel. Okay, we are going to share you the link of the YouTube very soon in the comment section itself. You can obviously watch it later for sure. Miss Devismita is going to share the link with you if you are like invited by Miss Devismita, and if you guys have been invited by any of the GenOrion team, you can directly ask us, or we are going to provide you in the chat section as well. So you can definitely look further for like further information, I will say, on the YouTube itself. So that's all from my side. Thank you. I hope the how let's say Ahan is going to take it forward, or Mr. Abhishek is going to take it forward from here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your precious time. And greetings, all of you. I am Abhishek Kayal, Embedded System Engineer at Space Station Automation Private Limited. Being a team member of the firm, I would like to express my gratitude to the wonderful team and company's work culture. Also, a special thanks to the chief guests of our, which are Mrs. Devesh Mita Basu, Mr. Ankit Gupta, Mr. Prashant Gautam, Mr. Ankush Kohli, Dr. Shalini Gautam, Mr. Harsh Kumar, Ms. Manisha Agarwal, Mr. Pankaj Kumar, Mr. Akash Gupta, Mr. Pratap Kumar, Ms. Yukti Arora, Mr. Sovesh Behra, and Mr. Anil Maharshi, and the participants for the joining this wholesome event and making it so wonderful. Your presence provided us valuable support to design more products for the automation industry and to organize more such webinars in upcoming time. Thank you all. Have a nice day ahead. See you soon in the upcoming webinars.
Thank you.